I'm working on this 1957 Bolens ride-a-matic garden tractor. In the last video, I fixed the governor and the kill switch and got the thing running good. This time I'm going to focus on the drivetrain. I want to find out why this chain's off of here and see if I have to order any parts. This chain guard's held on there by wing nuts, so I brought my pliers in case they were too tight. And I guess they're not. Everything looks good here. I'm gonna see if the chain fits. The chain's too short. The adjuster's not in the way, and I can't get them close enough together to get a master link in there. I need a half link. I don't think I have one of those around here, so I'll probably have to order one. I ordered some half links online. I'm too cheap to pay for expedited shipping, so they'll be here next week. I'm going to clean some rust off these pulleys so it don't mess up the reverse disc and belts. I'm going to put this on there. If it's not there, the belt would drag on the pulley when you're in neutral, and the drive wouldn't stop when you wanted it to. When I took it off, it had these nuts behind it for spacers. I'm not putting those back in. Looks like I should clean that off first. Since I'm not using the spacers, I need to get some shorter bolts. when those spacers were in there, somebody bent this bracket in so it would cover the belt. Now the spacers are gone. I need to bend this back straight like it's supposed to be, because you want that piece lined up with the drive belt. These parts are to control the belt on whatever attachment you have on this pulley. I'm going to try to move them out of the way and tighten the nut. This bigger one wants to turn with the nut, so if I turn the bolt instead, I won't have to fight it. This spring anchor goes on last because it blocks that bolt I was just working on. If I move the speed lever to high, the spring don't have to stretch as far. Then I need to position these belts to let the linkage move towards me. And I forgot to bring my spring puller. Now I'm going to pull the starter rope to rotate the engine while I push the speed control handle back towards neutral. You can't change speeds on these belt drive systems unless the engine's turning. When you finally get the handle back to neutral, the belt should disengage. There's some more old grease to wipe off the belt. And I'll check the reverse disc too. That thing's not out of the way anymore, so I have to move that. Alright, looks like it's in neutral. Well, let's see if it works. That rattling noise is a loose baffle in the muffler. When the belt's first engaged, that's as slow as it'll go. But look, here's the first forward notch, and it's not moving, so the linkage needs adjusted. The way it is now, the slowest it'll go is in this second notch. As I move the lever forward, you can see how the center section of that pulley moves over, and it changes the size of both belt pulleys at the same time. That's the high-speed position. If you look at the bottom pulley with the spokes, you can tell the speed's changing. pull back on this lever, the reverse disc contacts the pulley and moves everything the opposite way. So that's reverse. Not that great of a system, but common in the 1950s when this was made. I'm going to adjust this linkage now. Here's the first forward position, and that belt should be tight right now. Since the engine's not running, I can move this lever forward and let the belt hold the spring tension. Then the linkage is loose, so I can adjust it. I'm looking at which way I want to turn this, and it looks like I want to make it longer. So I'm going to unscrew this. Maybe try 3 turns at first. The belt's engaged, but not very tight, and I still have some travel left in the linkage. I'm going to go 3 more turns. The belt's loose when it's in neutral, so that would work. But when I pull into reverse, the handle almost hits the stop, so it's about out of travel. I'm going to turn it back in a little bit. Okay, I like that. The handle has plenty of travel. The belt's engaged when it should be, and not when it shouldn't be. I just broke the old cotter pin, so I'll have to get a different one. There's that starter noise when the rope retracts. That's in the first position and the belt's engaged nicely. Now when I move it to full speed, it should go a little bit farther. The belt's up to the edge of that pulley now. Before the linkage adjustment, it didn't come up as far. Reverse still works. That all looks good. I'm going to leave it like that. The next thing I need to make this move is the chain. So I'm going to clean that up and see how the new half link works. I've got the old oil off of it. Now I'm going to put some new oil on it. Well, it's been sitting for a few hours letting the oil soak in. It was in the garage, not out here in the sun. Now I'm going to wipe the excess oil off of it. I have a cleaner rag again. The cleaner the part gets, the cleaner the rag I use. I'm going to undo this master link so I can attach the half link. The end of this little pin has one flat side on it, and one side of the link has a D-shaped hole. So the pin has to go in one way and be rotated the right way to go in it. Then you can put the little cotter pin in there. I need 3 hands for this. You gotta hold each end of the chain while you put the pin through both of them. Now I can use the idler sprocket to set the chain tension. This is a bolt, not a stud, and the bolt's turning, so I need to get another wrench. I was going to push this over to the yard where I usually do the test drive, but it don't roll like normal. This is where the drive pawls in the rear axle should release, so you can push it. This casting is the hub for the brake band. And those drive pawls should be inside this part here. There's going to be some in each side. It's a design carryover from the walk-behind tractors. Each one of the hubs is able to turn independently on the axle. That's why this snap ring's out here. This could be a big job or a small job, so I'm going to stop here for this video. Next time I'll take it apart to see what's wrong. If I can fix it pretty easily, I'll do it. Alright, that's it.